Jackie here at Home Depot. Debbie.
Hi,
She's
Lee.
in, hanging out with Deb, getting a hug. First hug in about 3+ months.
I know.
So we're first of all, these flowers look beautiful, but we're not talking about flower arrangements.
Well, we kind of are because Valentine's Day is coming up.
Yes, that's true.
So you can get flowers at Home Depot for your significant other and anyone you love. We do sell flowers pretty much all year round.
I didn't realize that.
I know a lot of people don't know that, but especially for Valentine's Day coming up, you can get, this is a couple different bouquets that I put together, but you can, get whatever you want and give your loved one some flowers.
Some flowers from Home Depot. So when you're picking up, things for the house,
that's it.
Swing by and get flowers too.
Or a Valentine's Day gift, or you can make them some jewelry. So some of the pieces that we're going to make are a little more on the masculine side, but some, like the one I'm wearing, I love a drop, so this is right up my alley, and I have a lot of people that have already, I showed pictures and they're like, oh my God, I want that. So what you're gonna do is, we've got some multiple things that you could make jewelry out of at Home Depot, and the first thing is cable. So cable, it's very reminiscent of a David Yurman or a, we've got some stuff that's reminiscent of a Tiffany piece.
And those are both very expensive.
But this you can make, maybe you're not gonna wear it every day, but really fun to use. Now we can cut the pieces for you at Home Depot. We've got cable cutters and chain cutters. But if you wanted to cut your own, this is what's called a cable cutter. So you might have this, in the garage or what have you, but if not, we sell these. Or again, we can cut that at Home Depot. If you are going to have us cut it at Home Depot, you would want to know your measurement, because then you'd take it home if it's too long or too short. You
have to come back in.
Exactly. So the shorter pieces are for bracelets, obviously, and the longer pieces for necklaces. Now, on the cable pieces, to adorn them, I just use, now this is a wood thread piece, and you can see right here, it's a wood insert nut, and it just slides right on the cable, but makes, a nice piece for a pendant. And then there's cable nuts that attach the cable in the back. Now, to do this, you're just going to twist these screws right here. You insert the cable right there and then tighten the screws, and then it makes your necklace. Now this one I thought was really fun. This is a thicker cable, and I just slid, this is just a washer, a split washer it's called, but it really has a nice look to it.
That's so funny.
Right? And so the cable comes in a little bit more of an antique color or a silver color. So, really sharp. And these are just fun things that you can put together to make jewelry. Now, for a bracelet, I'd rather have it with the cable as a bangle, because it is a little more stiff. So you're just going to attach those and slide it on and off to your wrist.
Okay,
because it would be hard to put the nut on your wrist, right? And then there's all different kinds of pieces that you can put on your cable. And in the next segment, we'll talk about the chain. But for the cable pieces, there's rings. There's many necklaces out there that have rings on the end of it, and that makes a really nice piece. And these are actually key rings. So, and they come in some colors if you'd like. You can get 3 different sizes and make a 3-ring drop. So fun. And then the piece that I'm wearing here, this is called a hitch pin. Now, most people would recognize this from, hitching a truck to a trailer, but this is a mini version, and then I just put it onto a chain. And so it's like, you just have to be creative.
And so all of this is so inexpensive, too.
It is inexpensive. And I'll have all the directions on my Home Depot Debbie Facebook and Instagram. And coming up in the next segment, I'm going to show you how to make all these awesome chain pieces. And, just be creative, have fun, and happy Valentine's Day.
Who needs David Yurman and Tiffany's and all those fancy jewelry designers?
Need those,
just go to Home Depot and get the supplies for $10 and create a little knockoff. Nobody will ever know.
That's it.
Debbie, good to see you.
We'll
see you coming up in about an hour.
Hey, you know what, Holly? You got to come in here. We got you covered, because for Valentine's Day, it's all about the girls and doing fun things with your friends. And we're making jewelry this morning with Debbie. Good morning, Debbie.
Good morning. And earlier we talked about, how you can get beautiful flowers at Home Depot for anyone you love. And then we talked about making jewelry out of cable. But now we're going to talk about making it out of some of the chain that we have.
Okay.
Now, some of it is a little masculine, but I am going with the finer chain, and it really, you can see the one I'm wearing is black. and I made a Y necklace with a little ring at the bottom, ring optional. And then there's many different chains to choose from. So this is a really fine chain, and then it goes thicker and thicker from there. And then we even have link chain.
Okay.
So, you see stuff like this all over, in stores and such. And so we're just gonna make it ourselves. Now, a couple tools that you're gonna need to make your jewelry is needle nose, a little small pliers. We talked about earlier with the cable, you need a cable cutter, or we can cut the chain or the cable at Home Depot for you. You just need to know what size you want, because you don't want to go home and be like, oh, that's too long or too short. But if you're going to do it on your own, these pliers work great. I have a needle nose and a small pliers. You could use two of the same or different. And what you're going to do is every link has a little opening. So you're just going to hold one side. Two is best because one, it's hard to hold it with your hand. And you're just going to take the other one, and then you just hold and open like so. So if you want to make it shorter or longer, you can move the links at your leisure to whatever you want and open them all. And with the smaller chain, same. You're just going to hold with one and with the other, and then you're going to open it, and then you just take it off, and you do whatever you want. Now, when you're deciding what chain you want to make sure whatever adornment you choose is going to fit on that chain. And most of these, almost all of them as a matter of fact, fit on every chain. So this one I was wearing earlier. I used what's called a hitch pin for that, and it's like a key ring on one side, so you just slide it on like you'd slide a key on to the middle of the chain. And then at the end, I'm using what's called an S-link pen.
Oh, okay.
And this has a spring right here and a spring right here. So you just put the chain on one side, and it's really easy to put it around your neck and put it on. Now, this is called a quick link. So if you want a little different hold, this one just screws on like so to get onto the screw. So it's a little more cumbersome to put that one on, but it's a really strong bond, and it looks cool.
Yeah.
So you have your link. Now, I made this one. What I did was I just took the chain, and then I took another piece of the chain and attached it on to make the Y, and it just worked out perfect. Now, this one gives you a little bit of a Tiffany look. You've got your S pin, and that's going to be your clasp in the front, and then a ring on it to give you a real nice drop look. And then this is called an anchor shackle. Now, this one works like so. You're just going to untwist this.
Okay.
And you see the opening. You put your chain in between the two links. So you don't need a clasp on this one. Just goes around your neck, and then you just twist tie like so.
Okay.
Now, if you make it long enough, you can just put it right over your head. And guys love stuff like this. It's cool, it's heavy duty, it's
Yeah.
so you can choose whatever chain and whatever adornment you like. And this right here, this is the black link one I just showed you. And this is called a fiber washer. And I just put that on the end of two links, and it makes a really cool look. So I have all this stuff going to be on my Home Depot Debbie Facebook and Instagram. I'll be at the Arrowhead Ranch Home Depot if anybody wants to come and ask me any questions. And, just be creative and make some jewelry.
We love it. Jewelry at Home Depot, who would have thought?
Right.
You have everything.
I have my own line.
All right, we'll be right back, everyone.